So now students, we will discuss about the cell membrane structure and physiology. So what is cell membrane? Cell membrane separates living cell from non-living surrounding. It is a thin barrier having thickness near about the 8 nanometer. So what is the function of the cell membrane? It controls inflow and outflow from the cell. So cell membrane is structurally permeable and it allows some substances to cross more easily than others. So cell membrane is made up of protein, phospholipids and other macromolecules. So membrane specific functions are determined by the proteins. So the cell membrane and organelle membranes each have unique collection of proteins. First one is membrane protein. So in case of peripheral proteins, they are loosely bound to surface of membrane, cell membrane antimarker which are called antigens. Second one is integral protein which penetrate lipid bilayer usually across whole membrane. Next one is transmembrane protein transport proteins, that is channels, permeases, pumps. Next is mechanism of drug absorption. First mechanism of drug absorption is passive diffusion. Diffusion is usually movement of particles from its higher concentration to lower concentration. So, so usually the absorption of more than 90% of drugs takes place by the process of diffusion. So it is a non-ionic diffusion, and the driving force for the diffusion process is concentration gradient or the electrochemical gradient. So difference in the drug concentration on either side of the membrane. So drug movement is a result of kinetic energy of molecules. But the passively absorbed drugs enter blood, rapidly swept away and distributed into a large volume of body fluids. So hence the concentration of drug at a absorption site, that is also called CGIT, is maintained greater than the concentration in the plasma. So such a condition is called as sink condition for drug absorption. It is under usual absorption conditions, that is DAK, MYW and HR constant, and the term DAK, MYW by H can be replaced by a combined constant P, which is also called as permeability coefficient. So students, what is permeability? It is an ease with which a drug can permeate or diffuse through a membrane. So due to the sink conditions, this is very small in comparison to CGIT. So next is pore transport. So it is also called as convective transport, bulk flow or filtration. And the mechanism through the protein channel present in the cell membrane. So next is drug permeation through pore transport, that is renal excretion, removal of drug from cerebrospinal fluid and entry of drug into the liver. So the driving force, that is hydrostatic or osmotic pressure differences across the membrane. So thus bulk flow of water along with the small soluble molecules through aqueous channels. So water flux that promotes such a transport is called as solvent drag. So the process is important in the absorption of low molecular weight less than 100 Dalton, low molecular size smaller than the diameter of the pore, and generally water soluble drugs through narrow aqueous filled channels or pores, that is urea, water and sugars. So chain like or linear compounds that up to the 400 Dalton filtration. First one in next is ion pair transport. So ion pair transport is responsible for absorption of compounds which ionizes at all pH values. Example is quaternary ammonium and sulfonic acids. So it ionized mites forms neutral complexes with endogenous ions which have both the required lipophilicity and aqueous solubility for passive diffusion. Example is propranolol, which is a basic drug that forms an ion pair with the oleic acid and absorbed by this mechanism. So next is carrier mediated transport. Carrier mediated transport involves a carrier which reversibly binds to the solute molecules and forms a solute carrier complex. So this molecule transfers across the membrane to the other side and dissociates, yielding the solute molecule. So the carrier then returns to the original site to accept a new molecule. So there are two type of carrier mediated transport system. First one is facilitated diffusion and next one is active transport. So in case of facilitated diffusion is a form of carrier transport that does not require the expenditure of the cellular energy. So the carriers are numerous in number and are found dissolved in cell membrane. So the driving force is concentration gradient and the particles move from a region of high concentration to lower concentration. And the transport is aided by integral membrane proteins. So facilitated diffusion mediates the absorption of some simple sugars, steroids, amino acids, and pyrimidines from the small intestine and their subsequent transfer across cell membranes. So next one is active transport. So the active transport requires energy which is provided by the hydrolysis of ATP for transportation. So more commonly metabolic energy is provided by the active transport of sodium or is dependent on the electrochemical gradient produced by the sodium potassium pump, that is sodium potassium ATPase. Next mechanism is endocytosis. It is a process in which cell absorbs molecules by engulfing them. So it is also termed as vesicular transport. So it occurs by three mechanisms. First one is phagocytosis, next one is pinocytosis, and third one is transcytosis. So in case of phagocytosis, um, first one there is a chemotaxis and adherence of microbe to the phagocyte. So the phagocyte usually ingest the microbe. So then the formation of the phagosome will be there. So fusion of the phagosome with the lysosome to form a phagocytosome. So after this, the microbe is ingested and digested by the enzymes. So the residual body is formed containing the indigestible material and the waste is discharged from the phagocytosome. Next process is transcytosis. It is a process through which various macromolecules are transferred across the cell membrane. So they are captured in the vesicles on one side of the cell and the endocytic vesicles is transferred from the one extracellular compartment to another. So it is generally used for the transfer of IgA and insulin. So next one is pinocytosis. It is a form of endocytosis in which small particles are brought to the cell, forming an invagination. So these small particles are suspended in small vesicles and it requires energy in the form of ATP and it works as phagocytosis. The only difference being it is non-specific in the substance in transport. So this process is important in the absorption of all soluble vitamins and in the uptake of nutrients. So students, that was all for the day. Thank you.